6 o'clock. Attorney, should I?
No, we'll go by that one.
We'll go by that one.
Yeah. I want to prolong the meeting.
It's getting old and slow.
I wanted to get a jump on it. That came out. Richie's came out. There's a number. 2A is postponed, right? Okay, then you guys tell. Sorry, we should, I'll wait a minute. All right, I'm gonna call the meeting to order. It's 6 PM on Thursday, July 11th, 2024. And roll call. Not sure how that works. Everybody looks present.
That's right. You got it.
All look present, all
Everybody's
right?
here.
Everybody's here, and including our attorney. And we can do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kathy and I talked briefly about the agenda, and what we should do at this point is the same thing we did the last meeting, I think. And that's for you to select someone to temporarily chair the meeting. That's one of you board members. And then I think once you select that person, then we can move on to the rest of the agenda with that person serving as the chair until a new board chair is selected, inclusive the order of the agenda here. So I'd like you first to select someone to, I think that could be informal, could be by discussion, doesn't necessarily have to be by vote. I know nobody's talked about this amongst yourselves before the meeting, so you just have to work it through. Somebody say something about who you think should serve as the temporary.
Well, I think Tracy is the obvious choice with most of the people here at the moment.
Agreed.
Looks like there's all affirmative nods. Can you say yes or no?
We'll take it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, unless I don't here and give you another chair. Well, you can do it from there. You can do it from there.
For 2A old business, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding Richie's tree, we have tabled it because of celebrations and rumble going on, and because Eric wouldn't be able to be present to speak with Richie with being here. So we are tabling that to our August meeting, which Kathy and Laura got a hold of Richie and let him know as well, so he wasn't here wasting any time. 3 new business, A, select a trustee as successor to former President Goodman for the remainder of the term, April 2025. And then select a resident to fill the vacant trustee position created by appointing a successor to the vacant board president position, April 2026.
So I think I could say some things now. The statute says that the board shall appoint one of its members. It doesn't even say elect. So, but I still think that there should be some discussion about who, have everybody had the opportunity to explain who they think would be the appropriate one or ones in your number here. And if there's more than one, then I think we would submit it to a vote. I think the vote has to be open though. I thought about that a bit this afternoon, and it says the point, and we have the obligation to have open meetings, and I didn't find anything in the statutes that said anything otherwise, so I think the vote would have to be an open vote. But I'll leave it to you to discuss, knowing you haven't discussed it before. This is the first time around, but who each of you think is the appropriate person, and let's see if there's more than one.
Tracy?
Well, I think Tracy's done probably more legwork than most of us, except Brian did it. And she's the most familiar with everything, so I think that, I think Tracy should take over the job till April. That's my thoughts.
I agree.
Anybody else have any other comments?
Okay, fine.
Well, the option is to talk about it. We don't, this isn't something we have to, you know.
Larry's a senior on the board, but you know, it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Is Larry even interested in the position?
I'd be content with Tracy.
What's that?
I'd be content with Tracy.
Well, then I think somebody could make a motion that Tracy fill that position. We get a second on it, then have a vote.
I'll make the nomination, or to have Tracy as the new president until April, to fill in for the former president that is no longer here.
I'll second it.
Okay. I guess, is there any further discussion? Anything? No? I guess then call for a vote.
All those in favor?
Aye.
It was unanimous? Blake? Okay. Well, you've now got that position, actually, you get to sit here.
First lady village president that I'm aware of in this village.
Finally, we're gonna get this.
Sybil Young acted like that.
Wanna-
She was a clerk, she
She was a one-time clerk 100 years ago.
I will switch with you.
You and I are probably the only two that remember her. Well, Jamie.
You better behave, Kathy.
I will try my best.
Never so much collecting taxes at her house.
We're on it.
The second part of 3A, well, first off, thank you. I'm honored. We need to select a resident to backfill the vacant trustee position, creating by appointing a successor to fill the vacant board president position April 2026. Do we have any?
Well, I was kind of hoping to hear from people if they wanted to come forward and serve the village, and as of right now, I've only heard from one person that said they'd be interested in the position. That would be Jamie Sonnenberg. I don't know of anybody else that's even interested, but I was kind of hoping to see. I thought maybe people would step forward and we'd have a discussion on it, but.
Do we get any emails or anything,
Did not.
people?
They may receive more time. No, it's only been, what, 2 weeks really? Since
I believe it's been 2 weeks. We also have a budget meeting coming up too that we need to make sure everybody's on board with. And then also we're gonna have to find what other committees and commissions are gonna be going on as well.
And I thought the purpose of this emergency or this special meeting was to get these two things done sooner than later, so we can move forward as a village and start making the decisions that we have to make.
Anybody else,
I-
anybody at all?
Laura wrote me a note. She said Kelly Renner was interested, but I don't know who that is, so Kelly's not
He was
here.
a board member years ago.
Oh,
And I have seen Kelly since this, and he didn't tell me he was interested. You know, we kind of talked a little bit about things, and he didn't say nothing about, at this particular time, doing that.
and he's not here.
Yeah.
Jamie is.
Any other discussion on it?
If Jamie's on the, an assistant EMS chief, can he be on board too?
Yes.
I do feel it creates some conflicts, or has the potential of creating conflicts.
Regarding.
Stuff
Any
coming out of
decisions?
budgets and stuff.
I
Any
mean, he was a
decisions?
village president and still the EMS chief and nobody had a problem with
He
it.
could not be,
He can't be on police and fire or public work, public safety. So why can't he be on board if he is a president, so the EMS chief?
I just think it'd be a conflict there, but especially with budget issues. We bring a budget forward, he's part responsible for bringing the budget forward for the fire department. I have an issue.
You know, the question I think is one of incompatibility is a role as a trustee incompatible with whatever positions Jamie might hold with the village. And I guess the question is, what other positions do they hold with the village? I'm not sure what they are. Let's
EMS chief.
EMS
assistant chief.
and a member of the fire department.
Assistant
as
fire
one of
chief.
As one of the officers.
Mr. Schober, or Attorney Schober, Wisconsin State Statute 61.327. Village trustees serving as employees, notwithstanding a village trustee who also serves as a village employee, may be paid an hourly wage for serving as a village employee not exceeding a total of $15,000 per year. Amounts that are paid under this section may be paid in addition to any that the individual receives under 62.32. Or as a volunteer firefighter, emergency medical services practitioner, or emergency medical responder under 66.0501 sub 4 sub A.
You knew the question was coming before I did.
Oh, you bet I did.
Well, I was about to conclude that based on the positions that I'm aware of that he holds, that there's not an incompatibility on the face of it. If there were issues that came up where it did become a conflict, he might have to refrain from voting. But at this point, there's no facial incompatibility in the positions.
So he just have to abstain from certain votes?
It depends on the vote and how directly it would affect him. But I think that would be unusual. But just have to face on a case-by-case basis.
No, we've always had firemen on this village board for a lot of years. Not just Jamie, but a lot of others.
Jamie, were you president at one point years ago? Were you on the EMS and fire then?
Yes.
Okay. So is there statutes or anything that has changed since then when he was on that would create a problem, or is it just,
No.
okay?
Any discussion with Josh at all? Ellen? Brian?
I'm all for Jamie.
I'll make a motion to appoint Jamie to Tracy's position as trustee, if he so wants it.
I'll do.
I'll second
All those in favor?
it. Aye.
Aye.
Nope.
Sorry, Larry said no and John said no.
Yes.
And I can't see why that isn't effective immediately.
I agree.
It wasn't been taken as effective now.
So,
Welcome to the
Chair
table
again.
of trustees.
Okay, then.
passed with,
Four yeas and 2 nays.
okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Under new business B, consideration, discussion, and possible approval of moving the polling place for August and possibly November to Big Bend Elementary School and combine with the Village of Vernon. With lack of clerk staff, we need to consider moving the polling facility to where there is an open facility for the time period of 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., especially for August. There is no clerk staff trained currently or certified to run elections. Per WEC, the board must petition Vernon Board for the okay, and time is of the essence.
Is this something you were looking into,
I
Brian?
thought-
Yeah, I did hear back from Wisconsin Election Commission, but I was,
I thought we,
Linda didn't
this
do it?
was,
Basically, Village of Wales is going to be helping out in regards to everything. Court clerk basically said she would take care of the duties until we get a full-time clerk on board. The Waukesha County is also gonna be overseeing our election, as far as I'm aware, and, making sure that everything goes without a hitch, so. The timelines in regards to moving this to a different location have passed, so, we wouldn't be able to move it out of our location, so the best thing we can do is get somebody trained up before August elections and have them oversee with the assistance of Village of Wales municipal clerk, as well as Waukesha County helping oversee our election.
Ms. Gale and Kelly, correct?
Yeah,
I think it's much better
I
having
would
the same location.
I think that's huge, yeah, but if we would've had, it would've been a mess.
I think there was too much confusion if it was moved down that way.
Yep, correct.
Gail Temetz, who's the administrator and clerk from the Village of Wales, is getting everything in order and will help oversee and work with the clerks and stuff to do everything.
here at North Prairie, Guild,
Certain boards in the town or it was-
No, county, Waukesha County. Yeah, from the clerk's eyes.
You know, that's good and legal, that we don't have to worry about all that kind of stuff.
Correct.
well, he did say that other municipalities have been a lot closer to their election and not had a clerk, and they never had anybody have to move it.
Good.
And he said he said all they have to do is fill out the EL 65, which is a request, take the municipal clerk court training, and then they can run the election. He said it's a 6-hour course online, so.
Well, thanks for doing that research.
yeah, Katie did, but I took credit for it.
Why not?
Since there will be no further discussion on B, we can move on to C. Consideration, discussion, and possible approval to replace clerk position. Would like to begin advertising for a full or part-time clerk at an hourly rate of $23 to $25 per hour. Discussion.
I have a zany idea that I heard from somebody else that I'll take credit for. Did we ever contact Vernon and see if we could exchange police services for their clerks since they use the same programs? And their clerk could run Big Bend Vernon and we could provide police services then or something? Like exchange services?
I've never thought about that.
Neither did I, honestly.
I think it'd be difficult as far as how to do that monetary wise, you know, to have as the clerk works more than, you know,
Well,
the police department or the police department will work a lot more than the clerk. I don't know.
Or
It might be hard to try to figure that out.
or if the clerks do so much work in Vernon, do they get 60% of your wages from them and 40 from us? I don't know how you can work that out.
I think one of the things we need to be looking at is for a full-time clerk. I think Personnel finance should sit down, put a list together of duties and responsibilities, maybe pull off in regards to looking at different wages around the county and see what we can do to pull in somebody full-time. It's nothing against Kathy or Laura, they're doing an outstanding job right now with what they've been dealt with, but we still need to.
There's
Kathy, just do
a sorry, Jamie,
No,
you
no.
didn't get it, but there is a job description in the packet. It's really, we'd like more coverage in the office to provide more service to the community, and Laura and I just can't, yeah.
Well, I think it's
Full-time would be
ridiculous.
awesome.
A village of our size, that nobody can come forward on a Thursday or Friday, or they can't do nothing, you know, because there's nobody here.
I'm usually here Friday, Laura's here Thursday mornings.
Okay. Well, that's just recent, because it.
No, I've
was
been
that- was
doing it, sorry Greg, I've been doing it, and you really don't.
I remember even back when Bobby was the clerk, we had a few people, including my dad, would come in and sit in for the morning just so there'd be somebody at the office, you know, one of the trustees would be here, just so we had somebody here. I just think that, I think we should have 5 days a week, somebody should be in that office.
What days are the?
I know you guys can't, but I understand that, you guys, you're already doing more than you bargained for, I'm sure.
Under 11 here, it just says that the hours are from 8 to 4:30. How many days is that a week?
Just Monday through Friday, correct?
Monday through Friday, if we can find someone.
Okay.
And that just anecdotally, is at the bank, one of the cashiers behind the counter is like, I'd work there, but I need benefits.
And
So
I agree.
that's the challenge, I think.
If this is a full-time position, that would generally offer
We don't have that.
We
for
don't,
full-time people?
We don't have benefits.
There's no health period.
Not for
Fire
them,
chief, not the
DPW,
police chief.
department.
no,
And
Nobody.
DPW chief.
No,
We give a stipend.
We give them
They
stipends.
get-
we've looked into it.
yeah, they should get a stipend for,
And I think we're gonna, if we're gonna, again, do what we wanna do, I think we need that coverage, and I think these people have to have benefits. Because we're not gonna get a qualified person here to work if we don't have benefits and we don't offer what other communities are offering.
There's no money for that.
Well, and I guess we're gonna have to make some money or do something, there's gotta be a way, you know, if we're gonna cut, we have to cut something, but I think that's an important thing.
It is.
That's a huge responsibility that clerk has.
You just look at what the wages, I think they pay Vernon, they pay well over $100,000 for their clerk administrator, I believe.
but they also have 8,000 residents, too.
Right. And then they're not out of the ballpark if you look at some of Waukesha.
Correct, yeah, I mean, the
It's not like
size.
they're completely out of the ballpark, no, they're not.
I haven't been here long enough to look at, you know, all the financing stuff. So, yeah, I understand we don't have the money, but again, I think it's something that should be revisited at least and see if it's somewhere to be available. I mean, I think really do, if you get a good clerk in there, they're gonna pay for themselves. I mean, you get somebody in there that's gonna be good, looking for grants, doing a lot of other things, I think they almost pay for themselves.
I know when Warren was still president, correct me if I'm wrong, we were discussing possible healthcare benefits.
We actually canvassed like people in police department, the DPW to see if they had coverage. If we offered it, what kind of coverage they might or might not be interested in.
And it was
And the more people you
decent.
have, the more people you have interested in,
Correct.
the rates come down. But it's still expensive,
Mhm.
no doubt. And that's currently an expense that we don't have, you know, unfortunately.
So while we are actively trying to find a replacement clerk, I know we're gonna need to, like Jamie said, find more duties and responsibilities and the wages within the area to ensure that we're gonna be in line with everybody.
I still think we should start advertising.
Correct, we should start definitely advertising. I'll make a motion to start the advertising process to get a full-time, hopefully, or part-time clerk for the Village of Big Bend All those in favor?
I got that. I had discussion. One of the things maybe we should not include in here is the wage rate. And put on there, salary dependent on qualifications. At least then it kind of leaves it open-ended in case for people to look at.
You would just,
And that's what you have in the job description,
My-
based
my
on
humble-
experience,
yeah.
based on experience.
my humble opinion, after just being here, it just, you gotta stop the revolving door. So it'd really be nice to get sort of somebody that wants to get in municipal government. And maybe I'd be so wishful, that would be full-time and kind of dedicated to moving things forward, because, you know, that would be awesome.
I'm with you 100%. But that's why I think that in order to get that type of person, that qualified person, we're gonna have to figure out maybe a way to get good benefits.
Has anyone ever reached out to Waukesha County and had a discussion with them about joining their co-op?
Trying to piggyback off of that.
Because their group is Waukesha County, City of Waukesha, and Waukesha School District. I don't know what the latest rates are for the state of Wisconsin. The bigger the group, the lower the rates.
Earned the picture already. Good job.
Aren't we going to have, if we offer health coverage, we're gonna have to offer it to the other department, people that are full-time.
Correct.
Right?
That's the goal.
It's beneficial, a lot of people who have interest in it, usually the rates are cheaper too, so.
Yeah.
It's gonna really deter qualified applicants,
Well, certainly, yeah.
you know, and we wanna go that route and keep getting, like Kathy said, to make it a revolving door, and okay, I guess I'll come and do it for a while. And by the time you get them broke in and they're trained, they're going to get a job with benefits.
That's one of the biggest things Eric says too, is not, you don't have benefits, but trying to get someone interested in the position. If you don't offer benefits, they're going down the street someplace. It doesn't-
I know well, just running a business, trying to hire people, qualified people. If you don't offer what the other people offer, why would they come with you? What incentive do they have?
Any other discussion? Moving on to 4, closed session. A1, closed session as per Wisconsin State Statutes 19.851, 1BE. Considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation, data of any public employee over which the governing body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility in negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public businesses whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require closed session, specifically the police chief's working agreement and the public works superintendent working agreement. I'm gonna ask for a roll call. Greg?
Here,
Josh? Here. Larry?
Yes.
Jamie?
Yes.
Ellen?
Here.
Brian?
Yes.
All right. We all agreed to go into closed session.
Handshake. Some of these glasses, guys,
Those are mine.
okay.
stand on them.